Jacob, just before I leave, I want leave Europe. I want to talk about the European one aspect of the European that I thought it was both funny on one end, but also very telling on the other. And it's Henry Kissinger. Many
Oh,
people would say a lot of the problems we have today economically, the petrodollar leaving the goal, obviously the UN, the WF, are basically the brainchild of all this was Henry Kissinger. He's still 98. He doesn't, well, he looks 108, but he is 98. And he was pranked by those two Russian guys that have been pranking
yeah.
people on the internet. And they're pretending to be Zelensky. I guess they do a pretty good accent. I don't
We
know.
have to understand something about Kissinger. Kissinger was a Euro-American. He's an atheistic Jew, a war refugee, an atheistic Jew, doesn't believe in God or anything, which is why some Christians speculated he could be the Antichrist.
The Antichrist, yeah.
Yeah, he'll have no regard for the God of his fathers. There was people saying that about Henry Kissinger. Now, I think he has that spirit, but I don't think he's the Antichrist. But that's him. Culturally, he is European, okay? Politically, he was a globalist before globalism. What you've got to understand about Kissinger, that before globalism, as we define it now, its predecessor was trilateralism. David Rockefeller's Trilateral Commission. If you look at the AI interview with Kissinger, you'll see Nelson Rockefeller's picture right on the back of him.
That's pretty interesting.
The Republican agent of David Rockefeller, of the Rockefeller's Trilateral Commission, which is, again, major banking, banking and oil, was Henry Kissinger. The Democrat agents were Jimmy Carter, that time governor of Atlanta, and Zbigniew Brzezinski. That was the predecessor of, it was more or less like almost the kind of successor or almost the next wave after the Bilderbergers, but it was before globalism. And Henry Kissinger was the manipulator. He was Rockefeller's man. What we attribute to people like Soros, billionaires like Soros doing now, David Rockefeller was doing that kind of thing back in the 70s. Okay? He played the same kind of role. These things are not new. It's just the latest version of it.
Yeah. And each version becomes a greater and closer to the reality where we're going to go. It's just funny. They asked him the question about the pipeline, and he was convinced it was Zelensky. Kind of tells you one of those those funny things. Maybe speaking up top of his head.